session today. Okay, hello. Hi Shahida. Hi Joey. Okay, hello everyone. We are doing 50 synthesis and transformation questions today. So we are actually doing the questions from this ebook that we have. It can be found in our ebook store, which is called um it is under the primary section over here. It is called 1000 PSLE synthesis and transformation questions. 50 or 15? 50. Okay, FIFTY, 50, 50. Okay, so yes, we are doing quite a few questions that are varied. So many, yes, it's a lot. So if you do 50 questions a day, right, it usually takes about um a little more than an hour's time, right, to just do 50 synthesis and transformation questions. So by the end of a week, right, let's say it's Monday to Friday, you do 50 questions a day, you have already done 250 questions, right? So that's really a lot. And by the end of a month, right, you can imagine how many questions you did. You did 600 questions. Okay, hold on, let's see. Maybe not 600. If you do 20 a day, by the end of the month, you can do 600. But if you do 50 a day, okay, let's say 50 is a little too much. I would think 20 is more feasible. So 20, by the end of the month, you can do 600. Okay, doing 50 is also a good practice, but after a certain amount of time, in a month, almost finish the whole book. Yes, actually, if you do 50 a day, in the whole month, if there's 30 days, right, you can finish 1,500 questions, which is more than the book itself already, right? And you should redo the book if you find that, oh, you have made a lot of mistakes and you want to um, try to improve on your mistakes and not make the same thing happen, right? Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the live. Okay, so we are doing this ebook today, 1000 PSLE synthesis and transformation questions. So if you are interested in purchasing this ebook to do some practice questions, you can feel free to go to our link in bio, okay? Once again, just click on this, head to our link in bio, click on the link over here. You can either click on shop or you scroll down to see the whole ebook store that you can browse through. Okay, so clicking on shop, you can see that our ebooks collection is just right at the top. So you click and you scroll, you can see we have a lot of different ebooks that is catered to primary as well as O-level students. So for 1000 PSI synthesis and transformations, there are plenty of different question types for us to manage and try out. Okay, if there's no issue, let's go to the first question. Okay, let's go on to the first question over here. Okay, Frank is a famous badminton player in Singapore. His mother sells chicken rice every morning. So what would the answer be if you use whose as a connector for this S&T question? In the middle of the two sentences, Frank is a famous badminton player in Singapore his mother sells chicken rice every morning. Are you sure, the dice? Are you sure we don't need to cut out any whose mother sells chicken rice and okay, whose is usually used to describe that something belongs to someone, right? So in this case, the context over here is mother, right? We use whose to replace his. Yes, that is right. But mother is actually part of Frank, right? His family member. So actually the correct answer would be Frank Frank, whose mother sells chicken rice every morning, is a famous badminton player. Okay, so this is how we form the sentence, or we connect these two sentences with the word whose. Hi Ozil, welcome to the live session. Frank, whose mother sells chicken rice every morning, is a famous badminton player. Okay, Ozil, you are missing a comma after every morning, as well as the spelling of whose, right? So whose and whose are different. Okay, they are different. So you don't change the whose, and anyways, they already gave you the answer as WHOSE, so you don't need to write down the correct word form as well. He is provided in the questions. And hi everyone, welcome to the live session. So if you find that this is helpful, please remember to like and share. Remember to follow us for more. Okay, so let's go on to question number 2. Okay, thank you guys for following us. And what? Is it what or whaty what? Okay, yes. Let's go on to question number 2. Jane has a test which begins in half an hour's time. Jane is still in bed. Okay, we are trying to use but to connect these two sentences. So this will be a more straightforward question that may or may not appear in your prelims or PSLE exam. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining the live on a nice Monday afternoon. Okay, so let's try this question out together. So, she has a test which begins in half an hour's time. She is still in bed. So we are trying to see something that is a little different over here, right? Jane has a test in half an hour's time, but she is still in bed. Wow, Ozil, in full caps. Okay, means that, yes, that is the correct answer. So Jane has a test which begins. Okay, please follow the sentence that they give you. Okay, we don't change or shorten it even further, so it doesn't change the context of the question as well. Half an hour's time, but is this the same? Yes, this is the same set. Joy is still in bed. Okay, so we'll be doing the same set of questions for synthesis and transformations, as these are the 50 sample questions that we have for this ebook over here. Okay, so if you want to do more questions of synthesis and transformation, you can head to our link in bio to purchase the whole book of 1000 S&T questions itself, right? So how to get the book again? Once again, can head to our TikTok page, right? Over here at our main page, just click on our link in bio, scroll down, head to our ebook store, and you can browse through our many collections of different books for different levels. So Synthesis and Transformations ebook is a blue cover page. Okay, it writes 1000 PSLE S&T practices. Hello Jason. Yes, so if you're interested to do other questions that are still in the same ebook, you can purchase this book. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to pop by my live session to ask me regarding the question. P4 can also practice this ebook, because for P4s, your synthesis and transformation questions usually will be about three questions in your exams. Right, but once you go to P5, you'll be tested on 5 S&T questions, which is following the PSLE format. Okay, so for when P4 students start on synthesis and transformations, they learn the more basic questions. But when you progress on to P5, right, you are starting to get nearer to PSLE, and that is when you have to practice more synthesis and transformation questions. So for P4s, your exams will only be testing you 3 instead of 5 questions, but it will be good for you to practice earlier, right? It'll be good for you to practice earlier. Okay, so let's go back to this question over here. Greg was angry with Jonathan. Jonathan broke his favorite toy car when he tripped over it. Okay, so what would the answer be for question number 3? Wow, Ozu, you're answering all the questions in full caps. Okay, you sound very angry in this sense. But yes, okay, that's the right train of thought. Greg was angry. Greg was angry with. Okay, we don't change it to at, we use with Jonathan. Please spell Jonathan correctly because some of you will spell it with a H before the end. Okay, Jonathan. For breaking. Yes. Okay, we add a verb plus ing here. For breaking his favorite toy car when he tripped over it. Okay, so this is how we form this sentence using the word for. Okay, by using the word for, you are able to connect the meanings, right? Why he was angry with Jonathan? Because, right, he broke the favorite toy car. You are angry because you are sick during a school holiday. Oh no, why? Why are you angry? You have to be glad that it's a school holiday so you don't need to skip school, right? You can rest at home. Okay, get well soon, Ozil. So question number 4. You must concentrate on the music. You will be able to enjoy it. Oh my goodness, everyone is catching a virus, is it? Okay, get well soon, the dice as well. So yes, Joy, wow. Joy has mastered the question type for unless. Right, Joy? That's very good. So if you don't, okay, we know we have to replace unless with if you don't. So unless you concentrate on the music, you will not be able to enjoy it. Okay, unless you concentrate on the music, you will not be able to enjoy it. Yes, Joy and Ozu, both of you are correct. Right, very good. Let's go on to question number 5. Mr. Yong was very grateful to Sergeant Harry for recovering his stolen car. Mr. Yong gave Sergeant Harry a reward. Okay, to express his gratitude. So you can see that from this question, they changed grateful to gratitude. By expressing the gratitude, it changed to the noun form. Okay, so if it's changed to the noun form, we know that we don't need to repeat this word anymore. Right? Hi, Funny Game 88. Thank you for following us. For the rest of you who haven't followed, right, please remember to like and share our live session as well as follow us for more English live lessons. Okay, so for question number 5, to express his gratitude, Mr. Yong gave Sergeant Harry a reward for recovering his stolen car. Very good, Joy. Right, Joy has mastered synthesis and transformations just by several live sessions, Joy. That's very good. It means that you are a very quick learner. Give Sergeant Harry. Remember to follow what the question gave you, and we continue with capital S and capital H. Okay, Sergeant Harry a reward for recovering his stolen car. Okay, very good. So let's go on to the next question, which is practice 2. Okay, Jane was trying to get the boy out of the pool. She lost her grip on the boy's hand. Hey, hi Gargu. Wow, Gargu also typing everything out in full caps. While he was recovering, Mr. Yong stole Sergeant Harry's car while he was recovering. Oh my goodness, Gargu, that's completely different meaning. Wait a minute, we have to look at this question again. He gave Sergeant Harry a reward. Sergeant Harry recovered his stolen car means that he retrieved it, he got it back. Okay, Mr. Young stealing Sergeant Harry's car is completely different meaning. Oh my goodness. How is he going to get a reward? Wow, yeah, Joy. What a shocking answer, but that's very creative of you, Gargu. Yeah, I've never seen someone answer a synthesis and transformations question in such a unique manner. Okay, let's go on to question number 1 for this practice. Jane was trying to get a boy out of the pool when she lost grip of when when she lost grip of his hand when she lost her grip on his hand. Okay, please don't change this to off, we also use on. Okay, not off. Continue using the same word. Yes, okay. So that's right. So for this question there are 2 variations. So Jane was trying to get the boy, it's okay, okay, the boy out of the pool. Oh no. Okay. Boy out of the pool when she lost her grip on his hand. Okay, we don't need to repeat the boy because it's already written at the front of the sentence. Okay, remember to add your full stop in the sentence. I almost typed try not. Oh, I see. So this is the typo also. So Jane lost her grip on the boy's hand when she was trying. Yes, okay. So Joy's answer is also possible. Let me just pin it over here so that you are able to see the comparison between this answer and Joy's answer. Okay, so what Joy typed out is also correct. Right. Thank you guys and Joy for your input as well as Ozil. Okay, let's go to question number 2. People accept the truth of my story. It is unlikely I will come out of hiding. Oh my god, Ozil. Very fast answer. Alright, I've just barely read out the question and you have already answered it. Okay. Unless people accept the truth of my story, I will not come out of hiding. Okay, we can still use unlikely, Ozil. Okay, we don't need to change this because it's still part of the question. Right, we can still keep the word unlikely. So unless people accept the truth of my story, it is unlikely that I will come out of hiding. Okay, so unless people accept the truth of my story, it is unlikely that I will come out of hiding. Right, because we change it to if they don't. Okay, we change the question to if they don't. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Jenna did well in her English test. Her mother was proud of her. So Jenna's mother was proud of Jenna for doing well in her English test. Yes, okay, Joy, that is right. So proud of Jenna as she did well. Why type so fast? Yeah, Joy already knows the answering technique for these synthesis and transformation questions already. She remember from the last time. Wow, you have great memory, Joy. Okay, it's actually a very good practice to the point that you can type out the correct answer and not type the wrong answer out, because maybe the first time when you did this question you may realize that, oh, I actually made a mistake, and I'm glad that you corrected it as well. Okay, so for question number 4, this question we remember when you see the before or after word, we know that we need a sequence, right? What happens? So caught in a traffic jam happened first, late for work happened second. Okay, caught in traffic jam happened first, late for work happened second. So what would the answer be? Okay, the dice. My father was caught in the traffic jam after he was late for work yesterday. Joy says that my father was late for work the previous day after getting caught in the traffic jam. Okay, Joy, one problem in your answer. Do we have to change yesterday? Okay, we don't need to change yesterday. My father said he was caught in the traffic jam after he was late for work yesterday. Gagu. Okay, actually your answer can make sense, right? He was already late for work and he was still caught in the traffic jam. However, for this question, the context tells you that he was caught in, this is the reason why he was caught in the traffic jam. Okay, so we don't need to change this to the previous day because this is not a direct to indirect speech question. Okay, this is not a direct to indirect speech question, so we don't need to change it. Right, Joy? So we can keep the word yesterday. Okay, yesterday is correct. So my father was... Okay, let me see who got this question correctly first. My father was caught in the traffic jam as he was late for work. After he was late for work, no. My father was late for work the previous day, no. My father lied that he was caught in a traffic jam after he was late for work. Oh my goodness, Gagu, that is changing the whole context of the question, but it's a very interesting and unique answer to this question. Okay, I like the variety of ideas that you give. It's very interesting. So the correct answer will be that my father was late for work yesterday after being caught in the traffic jam. Okay, so this is the correct answer. My father was late for work yesterday after he was caught in the traffic jam. Okay, can also. Right, so take note that 1 and 2, right? So 2 happens after 1. We need to know. So this sentence will come, right? So if we use the word after, 2 will happen after 1 happens. Okay, this is how you do this question type. When you see a word before, if it is before, then it will be 1 before 2 happens. Okay, so my father was caught in the traffic jam before he was late for work yesterday. So if the word is before, right? Hello, Cheesy Bagel. Thank you for the follow. Right. So yes, do remember to share this live session with your friends if you find that, oh, it will be helpful for them as well. Amy rushed out of the library without taking her books. My father was caught lying about going to work after being found by mum in a traffic jam. How do you get found by your mum in a traffic jam, Gagu? The mother drove all the way down to the highway to look for the father, is it? Okay, so did not take her books, right? This one, this bracket over here, we are replacing it with the word without. So very good that y'all have managed to get the answer in a flash, right? I see the answers popping out just as I swiped or scroll down to the question. Okay, Amy rushed out of the library without taking her books. Okay, going on to the next question. Okay, so far we have completed 10 questions of synthesis and transformations already. So in these 10 questions, we have yet to see some new words and phrases, right? So now we are encountering this new phrase that wasn't tested previously, which is neither of. We know that neither of afterwards comes a singular term. Okay, because zero, neither of means zero, so it's a singular term. Neither of the students failed their test. Neither of the students failed their test means that all of them passed. However, both of the students failed, right? So if this is positive, we change to negative. So this will be negative, and we have to change it to a positive form. So neither of the students passed their test. Neither of the tests were passed by the students. Gago, this is not the parliament. You don't need to pass um any proposals or things that they submit, right? Gagu, this is different, a completely different way of wording it in a new context. Neither of the students knew the. Okay. Question number 2. The police have taken the stolen loot as evidence of the crime. Okay, the stolen loot. I believe Gagu is going to give me an answer like the stolen loot took the police or something like this. Think some people here are trollers. SK, yeah, it's okay. They are having their input. But thank you for joining us in our live session as well to learn together. So the stolen loot has been taken by the police as evidence of crime. Wow, Joy, you remember the answer very well. So because this is in plural form, because the police is plural, right? However, the stolen loot, this is singular. Okay, so we change this to has been taken. Okay, the stolen loot has been taken by the police. Okay, as evidence. The stolen loot was evidence of crime, but it got taken by the police. Wow, Gagu, that's a very long sentence. But okay, you kept the meaning and context, right? I have to give it to you. Okay, but this is a shorter way of answering the question. So the stolen loot has been taken by the police as evidence of the crime. Why cannot was taken by the police? Okay, electrics, this is a good question. So because this means this sentence is in present tense. Okay, so has been taken by the police because we keep the tense the same. We only change the tenses when it is from direct to indirect speech. So if you see a inverted comma and then the tense is present in this dialogue, right? So when we change it to my father said that, this will be in past tense instead because this dialogue happened previously. So this is why we change the tenses only when we see direct and indirect speech. Yes, okay, no worries. Feel free to ask me any more questions if you all have. Okay, and thank you all for joining the live session today. Right, so we are doing this 1000 PSLE Synthesis and Transformation Practice ebook. So this ebook, you can find it in our link in bio. Right, just once again, let me show you how to get there. You just head to our Writers at Work main TikTok page, click on our link in bio, scroll down a little, and you can see our ebook store right here. Just click on the ebook store and you can be directed to our... Okay, why is it not working? Okay. Yes, okay, you'll be directed here. And you can scroll and see that we are currently doing this 1000 PSLE Synthesis and Transformation Practice ebook. Okay, so if you are interested in doing more of the questions, right, we have 1000 of them for you to do, right? Doing just 20 questions a day can actually help you improve your S&T by a lot by the end of the month, right? So it will be a very useful tool for your revision, especially for PSLE students as well as P4 and P5s who are looking at improving on your different sections of paper 2, right? You can scroll through and we actually have grammar and vocabulary, we have composition, we have oral responses, as well as targeted exam revision practices. Okay, so let's go back to the question, right? All of you have answered. His refusal, it must be a little hard for me. The dice, it depends on your level of understanding, because I know that some of the P4 students are capable of doing PSLE standard questions, right? For some P4 students, they want to challenge themselves and they want to improve faster and do quicker revision. So some of them may find that, oh, it's actually fun to do PSLE standard questions. Yes, right. It'll be a good challenge as well. So his lack of remorse resulted in a severe punishment. Oh, his refusal to apologize. Okay, Gargle, that's a actually good idea. However, there is no remorse over here because it's apologize in the question over here. So we keep it to the same context, right? So it will be his refusal to apologize for his offense. Okay, for his offense. Right, please make sure you spell it correctly. Please don't spell it with a S. Okay, spell it with a C. So, offense resulted in him being severely punished. Oh, he refused to apologize for his offense, so it resulted in him being punished severely. Resulted in him being punished severely. Okay, these two words can be used. You can switch the like order of these words because both will be accepted. It's the same meaning. Okay, it will just be a verb and an adverb. Okay, so we just need to take note of two things, right? Refuse, we change it to refusal because from verb form we change it to noun. Apologize, then this is result, right? So what happened after? So this is effect and this is the cause. Okay, so this is how we do this question over here. Let's go on to the next question. Yes, this is the question that all of us have been waiting for, which is direct to indirect speech. Okay, so you need to take note that when you see did, you see last night, right? And your work. We need to know that these have to be changed. So did is in past, so we have to change to past perfect. Okay, your work, because it's Jeremy, so we change to his. Last night, we know that we have to change to the previous night. Okay, so He refused. Oh no, that's the previous question. Okay, Mr. Go asked Jeremy if he had revised his work the previous night. Whether he revised his work the previous night. Okay, we can just use the word if, right, to connect the next part of the answer. So Mr. Go asked Jeremy if he had revised. Okay, this is an R. Revised his work the previous night. Okay, if he had revised his work the previous night. So this is how we do question number 4. Let's go on to question number 5. Okay, the princess entered the dance hall grandly, right? So this answer will be slightly changed in terms of the word forms. Loki, I must stop answering because I'm too slow. The dice is okay. It's feel free to answer and try out these questions because it will actually be helpful for revision as well, right? If you don't know, answering during the live session is actually like doing a question of practice itself, just that you are doing it on TikTok, so it may be easier when you type out instead of writing it out, right? So it may actually be a good way to revise when you are doing it on a device instead of just doing it on paper. So for some of you who like to do your homework on iPad, right, or tablets, this ebook will be a perfect fit for you. The princess made a dance hall grand by entering. Wow, Gagu. What? How much aura must the princess have to actually do that? Okay, the princess made a grand entrance into the dance hall. Yes, Joy, that is the correct answer. Okay, so we changed this and this. Okay, we connect them together instead. So making a grand entrance is a very commonly used phrase, right? Grand entrance. Okay, so it will be into instead of to or in, right? Okay, please use this preposition. Into the dance hall. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, the princess made a grand entrance into the dance hall. Yes, so let's go on to the next sentence. Right, so we are done with 15 questions. Now moving on to our 16th question. So let's start with this in spite of, right? We have this connector in spite of. Susan went to school in spite of being ill. Okay. Any more answers? Okay, thank you, Ed, for following. For those of you who find that this is a helpful live session for you, remember to like and share as well as follow us for more because we will be having different live hosts doing English lessons for free on TikTok every day. Right, so those of you who like to revise for English and you don't know what to do, right, doing these ebooks will actually be very useful, especially for those students who love to self-study. So if you have free time on the go on the bus, just take these questions out, do 10 questions on the way home and you are done for your English revision, your daily checklist, right? Just do 10 questions, do 20 questions, or maybe even 50 questions if you have the time. Right, so for a holiday like this, right, we should not miss out on our exam preparations as well. For PSLE students, right, you are left with just a few more months, less than half a year, right, till your major exams. Hi, Glamour City. Hello. Okay, so question number 1, right, question number 1. The school was attended by Susan in spite of her being ill. Wow. Gagu. What a unique way of phrasing this without changing the context. Okay, but for P6 students, you don't need to go a big round, right? That's like going one big circle before reaching the answer. We just have to say Susan went to school. Glamour City, thank you for your comments. Right, you have a nice day as well. Okay, so Susan went to school in spite of being ill or her illness. I'd rather write it so I can flex my handwriting. Oh, really? Oops, wait, illness is supposed to be stuck together. Okay. Wow, the dice means that you have a very nice handwriting. Right, then it will be good. You can print the ebook out to practice. Right, and if you are done with it, you want to redo the practice papers, you can just print a fresh copy out again. Okay, so question number 2. My brother does not like eating yogurt. My sister does not like eating yogurt either. So neither of. But that's wasting paper. So you can write on the tablet as well, right? Like this, you can just get a stylus and tablet. Then you can do the practice over and over again. You can just clear the copy of PDF. Neither of my siblings like eating yogurt. Once again, Joy. Once again, there is one problem. Every time we reach this question, it will always be this dilemma, right? Do we use like or likes? Neither of my brother and my sister like eating yogurt. Neither of my opposite gender siblings like eating yogurt. Okay, interesting. We don't need to say opposite gender siblings, right? But thank you, Gagu, for the input, as well as Michaela. Is it Mickey? Sorry if I pronounce it wrongly, right? So we need to know neither of means 0, singular. Okay, so my brother and my sister, they are my siblings. So I can just change it to my siblings. Likes eating yogurt. Yogurt. Okay, you lose information if you don't mention brother and sister. Makes sense. So neither of. However, neither of, right, means that none of them, right? None of. Okay, and my brother and my sister are still my siblings. We do not lose information or because if it says that, oh, my brothers, right? If it's only my brothers, so neither of my brothers. Okay, like example, my elder brother does not like eating yogurt. My younger brother does not like eating yogurt either. Okay, so if we change sister to younger brother and we change brother to elder brother, in this way, we will just use neither of my brothers. They are still my brothers. You do not know that you have a brother and a sister. I see, but for students, we can just simplify it to siblings, right? That will be sufficient for the information in the question. Okay, so going on to question number 3. Right, just take note that this question we use singular form of likes. Okay, because neither of is 0 people. 0. Okay, question number 3. Once again, our direct to indirect speech. Right, our favorite question. Let's put a heart. So, let's take some time to look at this question over here. The police officer asked Jenny if she had witnessed the accident along that road the previous night. The police officer asked Jenny about the accident. Gagu, we are asking whether she witnessed the accident, right? It's not just about the accident. It's being more specific. Okay? So ask Jenny if she had witnessed. Okay, she had witnessed the accident along that road the previous night. Okay, last night we have to change to previous night. Did, because this is past, we change it to past perfect. Okay, so instead of just witnessed, we use had witnessed. Yes, that's right. Okay, Alex, very close, but because we have a word did over here, we changed it from past tense to past perfect tense. Okay, so let's go on to question number 4. Question 4. Terry had withdrawn from the basketball team. The coach was shocked. Okay, Terry had withdrawn from the basketball team. The coach was shocked. The coach was shocked by Terry's withdrawal from the basketball team. Wow, all of you are surprisingly good at this question type. Okay, let me just pin a comment that is correct. Right? Remember to spell Terry with capital letters because it's a name. So the coach was shocked by Terry's withdrawal from where? From the basketball team. From the basketball team. Yes. Okay, very good. Let's go on to question number 5. Rachel is very persistent. She has made a new swim record in the Youth Olympics. Okay. So we know that her, right? What comes next will be in noun form. Owing to her persistence, Rachel has made a new swim record in the Youth Olympics. Yes, okay, that is the correct answer. So this is not a direct to indirect speech question, so there's no dialogue involved. We can keep this tense over here. Okay, so hi Debia, owing to her persistence. Owing to her persistence. For question 4, hi classmate. Okay, what if we say Terry's withdrawal from the basketball team took the coach by shock? Took the coach by shock. I don't think we can take someone by shock. Okay, we can take someone by surprise. We can take someone for granted, but we cannot take someone by shock because it's a bit out of context and that's not the correct way of phrasing the sentence, right? But thank you for the clarification, right? That is a very good question for everyone to learn as well. So taking someone by something is usually taking someone by surprise, right? Only you can only take someone by surprise. Okay, but we don't really use it with shock. So this would be a more suitable answer for the question. Okay, so hi Divya. Divya says owing to her persistence, Rachel has made a new swim record in the Youth Olympics. Okay, not into. It's just in the Youth Olympics. Okay, so let me just capitalize this more obviously. Okay, so that we remember that we keep these important details in question number 5. So remember to write a comma after persistence as well, right? I'm glad that all of you remember to include it. And yes, this is our 20th question for S&T. Right, guys, we have already done 20 questions in the span of 50 minutes. So if you just take out 1 hour of your time to do 20 synthesis and transformation questions every day. You'll become a master. Do you have a tip for questioning questions for S&T? Questioning questions, Kai. What do you mean by questioning questions? Some students may find different types of questions questionable, right? If you understand. For primary 5, you got AL2 for end of year. You're trying to get AL1 this year for PSLE. Divya, I see. It is definitely possible to get AL1, right? There are many students who even jump from AL3 to AL1. So you can do it too. Just that you need to put in effort to practice a little more, right? Just take more time to do the practice questions. When the sentence is a question, I see. So Kai, do you have an example of this question so that I can look at the question? Because sometimes different questions, do you refer to this? Do you refer to this question like number 1? Okay. I see, Kai. Okay, yes. So this kind of question, what we have to take note of, these are not called questioning questions. These are called direct to indirect speech. Okay, so what is a direct speech? A direct speech means that I am talking to, like, I am talking to the person directly. So my father asked me directly, did you attend the morning training session yesterday? This is direct speech. But now we have to change it to a reported speech, an indirect speech, right? So once you see this, every time you do this question, you just need to take note of 2 things. Okay, you see the inverted commas. We need to know, do you see a past tense in this question? Did, okay, you, right? If it's my father, we have to change you to me, right? We have to change this to past perfect form. So annotations on your paper is very important as well. Yeah, it may not be in question form as well. Okay, yes, that's a correct thing. So yesterday, we also have to change it to the previous day. Okay, we also have to change yesterday to the previous day, right? So just take note of 3 things, right? Who is the person? Who is the subject in this question? Is it in past tense? And is it happening yesterday or tomorrow? Right? Is it happening yesterday or tomorrow? So my father asked if. Oh, what is this? Okay. My father asked if I had attended the morning training session the previous day. Okay, if the question involves a had, do you change it to had? Joy, you don't need to change it to had because when it's in past perfect, which usually the question wouldn't test you on a past perfect tense, right? More often than not, it will be in just simple past, and if not, it's a rarer chance to actually encounter a present tense question, right? Do you know how to go to do you know how to go to school? Okay, maybe James asked. Okay, so if this is a question that actually appears, Joy, right, it will be actually a rarer chance to see a present tense question, right? Do. Okay, so we need to just change this into a simple past tense, right? Because he asked, right? So what would the answer be if it's this question over here? Do you know how to go to school? James asked me. Okay, James asking me. So the question James asked me if I no, we have to change it to simple past tense, right? So if I knew, Okay, so we have to change no to knew. Okay, so James asked me if I knew how to go to school. That would be the correct question, correct answer to this question over here. So we change from just present tense to simple past, from simple past to past perfect. Okay, question number 2. Alright, moving on to question number 2. Okay, let me erase this because it's a little messy. Okay, so question 2 will be, all the pupils are expected to submit their travel declaration to their teacher tomorrow. every reminds us that it will be every single person. Okay, you have to split it in this form. So every day versus every day. Did you know that there are different meanings for these two words, even though they are the same spelling, right? Just with a space, right? So there's actually a slight difference with everyday or everyday. Okay, so these two are different. Okay, everyday versus everyday. These have different meanings. Okay, so everyday actually means to be something that is common. Okay, like everyday life, everyday clothes, right? Everyday routine. So that it means that, oh, it's common, happens daily. However, this means that every single day. Every day I go to school, right? Every single day. So every pupil, yes, okay, because it's individual. So one pupil only. One pupil only. Right, every pupil is expected to submit. You have to do your math HBL now. Okay, Joy, bye bye. Thank you for joining the live session as well and answering the questions. Right, I hope that it was a good revision session for you as well. Okay, so every pupil is expected to submit. Can I know how to buy this set? Okay, Kai. Right, to buy this set, you can just simply head to our TikTok shop over here. So you can head to our main page right after this instructions. You can head to the main page, click on the link in bio, right? If you see this link over here, you can click on the link in bio. It will direct you to our link tree. And from here, you can click on our ebook store. Okay, you click on our ebook store, you are able to see that, oh, we do have all these. And you scroll down, we have 1000 PSLE synthesis and transformation questions, right? So here is where you can get the ebook product and you can get it instantly. So once you purchase it, you get the product access immediately with your account in Podia, and you can download the PDF copy into your own device and use it. Okay, thank you, Kai. Thank you for the question as well. Right. Okay, so if there's anyone else who are interested in purchasing, we do have other ebooks for you to look at. So currently what we have in primary section, right, you can just click on the primary category over here. Scroll down and we do have mastering phrasal verbs. We have 1200 grammar and vocabulary questions, 2024 PSLE model responses, as well as a power bundle for English paper 2. So for all of these, ebooks are available for you to browse through and purchase it for revision for PSLE, especially those of you who are looking for self-study methods and don't know where to get trusted resources from, right? You can actually purchase it from our ebook store just here. Okay, thank you for your question. Right, moving on to this question, every pupil is expected to submit his, okay, because we changed there to a singular form, so it will be his or her. Right, I think both will be accepted, so I will stick to his travel declaration. Right, his travel declaration to his teacher tomorrow. Okay, so moving on to the next question over here. Grandma dislikes Western food, Ali loves it. Okay, so now we have this question. It's not shared. It's not shared. Okay, Grandma dislikes Western food. Ali loves it. So it cannot be that Western food is not shared by Grandma and Ali, right? But we have to see that it's the love for the Western food that is not shared. Okay, so Ali's love, the love for Western food is not shared by Grandma. Okay, we still have to involve Ali in the question, right? Yes, Ali's love, that's right. Okay, so Ali's love for Western food. Okay, it's not shared by Grandma. Okay, remember to spell Grandma with a capital G because Grandma is a way we are calling a person, right? So if it is my or Ali's grandma, okay, let's say if it's Ali's grandma, okay, this is when we spell it with a small letter. Oh, so Ali is the screen is a little small. I see. Thank you, Hayashi, for your answer as well. Yes, I understand that sometimes from the tiny screen on top of your phone, it will be a little hard to read. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Right. Tom was witty, he was not popular in class. Okay, so in spite is actually commonly seen in P6 questions as well. Right, so some students may struggle with in spite questions as well as despite questions. But you just have to know that there is a little bit of contrast shown. In spite of being witty, Tom was not popular in class. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so in spite of being witty, Tom was not popular in class. Okay, next question. Tanny was delighted she had won the first prize in the lucky draw. Much too. We have to change delighted to its noun form. Right, so much to. Yes, very good, Hayashi. Right, much to Tanny's delight. Okay, this. Much to Tanny's delight, she won. She had won the first prize in the lucky draw. Thank you, Hayashi, as well. Okay, so let's go on to the next practice over here. Question number 1. I cannot answer what he is saying. He has such a strong accent. You're from Beacon Primary School, I see. Are you a P6 student, Hayashi? Oh, you are a P6 student. Okay, this is a very good chance for you to practice your synthesis and transformations, right? Because your PSLE is really coming up soon, and this is good for your paper 2 revision because S&T takes up 10 marks. Yes. Okay, so let's do this question together. Right, you want to try answering question number 1. I cannot understand what he is saying. He has such a strong accent. Okay, impossible. This is a hint to us. He has such a strong accent that it is, oh yes, that it is impossible to understand what he is saying. Okay, very good. Okay, so this question is answered correctly, right? We replace cannot with impossible, so we do not need to repeat the word cannot anymore. Okay, so let's go on to question number 2. But the I is removed. Oh, Chloe, that's a very good catch, right? So you can also include that is impossible for me. However, because we will usually interpret it as impossible to understand means that everyone or even me, myself, are unable to understand. So even if you include for me, it will be correct. Okay, Chloe? So let's go on to question number 2. Yes. John lost his way because the complex networks of roads confused him. So confused with the complex network of roads, John lost his way. Okay, confused, usually we are confused by something. Okay, so this is the correct preposition that we use, but the rest of the question is actually correct. The context is complex. So confused by the complex network of roads, John lost his way. Okay, remember to put the comma over here because it's quite important as well. Can use confuse with. Okay, when you're confusing something with something, it means that, oh, I'm confusing this person with this person, right? However, I'm only confused by one thing over here. So this will be the correct preposition to use instead. So let's say that, oh, I'm confusing this twin with the other twin because both of them look identical. What if you put confused John lost his way? Confused John lost his way because of the complex network of roads. Ah, I see where you are getting at, Misty. Because you are trying to use confused as an adjective, right? You are trying to use this as an adjective. That's a very good way of looking at the question. However, I believe that the question is asking us to form the sentence in this way. So we try not to describe John as a confused boy, okay? Because he is only confused by this network of roads. Misty is smart. Yes, that's a very interesting perspective. I believe usually in exams, they will actually give you at least 2 words. So it would be confused by, then they'll give you the blank to reduce these kind of misunderstandings. Because what Misty says is actually, it actually makes a lot of sense as well. Okay, so thank you for your input, Misty. Yes, thank you, Hayashi. So remember to follow us and share this live with your friends if you haven't, right? If you find this very helpful, we do have live sessions every day as well as with different teachers. So feel free to join our live sessions anytime and Yes, happy learning. Question number 3. Right. The caretaker locked the door as he thought no one was in the room. I tell my friends, okay, thank you, Hayashi. So, question number 3. Thinking that, okay, Michaela is back. Thinking that no one was in the room, the caretaker locked the door. Very good. Okay, thinking that no one was in the room, okay, the caretaker locked the door. Okay, so thinking that no one was in the room, the caretaker locked the door. Oops. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Grandpa was kind and generous. He inspired me to do volunteer work. Okay, Grandpa's kindness. Okay, so we change kind to kindness. So now we need to change generous to something, right? So Grandpa's kindness and what? It cannot be generousness, right? Because there's no such thing as generousness. Try to think of the noun form of generous. Yes, generosity. Chloe, thank you for your input. So that is correct. So kindness and generosity. Remember to spell it properly as well because there is no U for generosity. Okay, kindness and generosity inspired me to do volunteer work. Yes. Okay, it's raining very heavily now, so you can hear some background noise from the rain. The words are too small. Okay, is this better? I'm afraid that some of you are unable to see the full question if I zoom in. If I zoom too much. Is this okay? Can? Okay. Right, please let me know if you're unable to see the questions as well, right? Because sometimes from my end, I'm able to see the question pretty clearly on my device. Okay, so thank you for your feedback as well. Let's go on to question number 5. Okay, the new gardener is pruning the hedge. We need to know that this is ongoing. Okay, so we don't say in a past tense manner. We do not need to change the tense. So the hedge is being pruned. That is correct. Okay, is being pruned by the new gardener. Yay, yes, very good, Hayashi, right? Means that you're understanding the concepts of synthesis and transformations very well. Yes, scoring 4 out of 5, right? Just with more practice, you're able to get full marks easily in every S&T practice. Okay, so let's go on to the next and maybe our last practice for today, right? Let's see if you are able to get 5 out of 5. Okay, so we see this word unless we know that we... Oh, what is this? Okay, I keep pressing random buttons accidentally. So unless we change it to if you don't. Okay, so every time we encounter a question like unless, we can replace it with if you don't for more clarity in finding the correct sentence structure. So sometimes students get very confused. When do I use unless? I'm not sure if it is unless I can or unless I cannot, right? So we just change it to if you don't. Okay, hi Mianbao, welcome. Unless you practice hard, you will not. That is right, okay? Unless you practice hard, you will not perform well on Friday night. Okay, unless you practice hard, you will not perform well on Friday night. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Jacob signed up for the squash tournament, then he sought his father's permission. this happens second, this happens first, right? Because this word tells us that this happened after. So before, okay, before two happened, one happened. Full stop. Right, this is how we answer the question when you see a word before or after. So by putting in numbers, it helps you visualize the answer better as when you're doing your questions as well. Okay, bye bye Hayashi. Thank you for joining the live session. Remember to follow us if you haven't, right? And good luck to your exams or any upcoming tests. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Question 2, before something, something happens, right? So before 2 happen, so before Jacob signing up for the squash tournament, Jacob did not sought his father's permission. We are before signing up for the squash tournament. Jacob did not seek his father's permission. Okay. That's a actually good way of answering this question as well. It's a nice train of thought. However, because we are following the simpler terms of just changing the sentence structure in this case, Michaela, you don't need to change the whole thing to it being 1 and 2, right? So before this happened, right? We just stick to this concept over here. So before Jacob sought his father's permission, he signed up for the squash tournament. Okay, so this will be the correct answer for this question over here. So before he sought his father's permission, he actually signed up for the squash tournament. Okay, question 3. Yes. Okay, so just very simple way, right? Before 2 happen, 1 happen. Every time you encounter the word before and after, you just have to know that which is 2, which is 1. And then you try to use a pencil or a slight short marking over here. Then you put the numbers and you just copy down the question. Then you are able to get the final answer easily. Okay, this is another direct speech question. Okay, so the boy ran away before I could record his name. So we only need to change ran away to had run. Okay, so the prereq said that the boy yes, the boy had run away before he could record his name. That is correct. Okay, Michaela, just take note that the past perfect tense of had run is not had ran, it's had run. Okay? Okay, we don't need to change this to had ran because the past perfect tense of this will be had run. Okay, last 2 questions for today. Ali is anxious over every small matter and this causes him to frown all the time. Okay, we have to change anxious to its noun form. Ali is anxiousing. Are you sure? Okay. Ali's anxiousness. No, it's not anxiousness. Okay, anxiety. Right? Anxiety is the noun form of anxious. His anxiety over every small matter causes him to frown all the time. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. Okay, that's the song lyrics for anxiety. I see. Yes, okay, so that is actually an example, right? Somebody's watching Miss Ali's anxiety. Probably that's maybe his train of thoughts, right? He should listen to the song. Okay, question number 5. As soon as the boy finished lunch, he started feeling hungry again. Okay. No sooner had, we know no sooner had something than this happened. Right? No sooner had the boy ate his lunch. Are you sure it's eaten? What is eaten? Eaten, okay. But for this case, we use finished. So the boy finished. Oh, finished lunch. Okay, there's no his. Finished lunch. Then he started feeling hungry again. Okay, so this is how it works. Right, no sooner had the boy finished his lunch then. Okay, this is a very important word that comes together with no sooner had. Okay, just take note for this question. Whenever you see no sooner had, there will be a word then. Okay. So yes, thank you all of you for joining our live session today. Remember to follow, like, and share our live sessions to your friends who are interested to learn together as well. Right? So thank you all for joining us and I'll see you all very soon in the next live session. Okay? Bye bye. Bye bye, Michaela. Thank you, Chloe, as well. Right, thank you, BQW. Okay, bye bye. See you.